Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout. Well, last time you'll recall, we finally blew up the super mutant base and nobody in the Brotherhood seemed to care that much, and I said that this time we would be investigating the mystery of the cathedral. Well, I decided to delay that because I realized that in my haste to solve the mystery of the super mutant base, I skipped over a whole other city. The Boneyard, which we've actually come here before doing some of our caravan runs, but we hadn't actually explored it too much because, quite honestly, you can skip this whole city and get to the end of the game no problems. But since I am trying to show off everything, and since we can get some very worthwhile gear here, at least as so far as my purposes are concerned, we're going to go ahead and check it out before we get to the glorious endgame and deal with the rest of the mutants. So, as you can see, we have the town guards here, the regulators. Let us see what helpful information they have. Welcome to Adium, stranger. Watch yourself. We'll be watching you. Can I ask some questions? What do you want to know about? Well, what do you do here besides stand here and give exposition? I'm one of the regulators. It's our job to keep the peace in Adium and to protect our town. Our boss Caleb can tell you more. Can you tell me about the Boneyard? East of us are the followers. They're a bunch of peaceniks. East are the Blade, a bunch of skags if you ask me. Way south of here is the cathedral where the children have their religious center. Had mighty fine pancake breakfast there. Okay, how do I get inside? Sorry, we have to be more careful. Strangers here. Too dangerous. Maybe you could do some work for Zimmerman. And that ends the conversation. I'd like to enter. Zimmerman might have a use for you. Come inside, but remember, we're watching. Okay, well, even so, ask a few more questions. What do you know about the children of the cathedral and the followers of the apocalypse? They're both groups of nuts. The followers want everybody to be peaceful and happy. They don't realize the world's too harsh for that. The children are the same sort of god they worship in their cathedral to the south. They have a hospital, but they're a little too weird to be on the level. And we have the guy in the slightly fancier armor over here, who's just begging to be spoken to. Good day. May I be of some assistance? You have the look of someone important. I'm Caleb. I train and organize the regulators here. Can you tell me a little bit about Adium? Nice enough town. Me and the regulators... Yeah, I shouldn't be doing the British accent for me and the regulators. Work hard to keep it that way. Anyone in particular you want to know about? Who runs Adium? Who runs Bartertown? Adium here is run by John Zimmerman. He's an upright fellow, takes good care of the town. You should go and see him. Anything else? Let's see. Who does trading here? Tyne runs the little shop over near the gates. It's down below the little bunker. He does all the trading with the hub and outsiders like you. Anything else? Again. Can you tell me about what's going on here in the Boneyard? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, now I should have done the Swedish accent for him. Yeah, I guess. You've got the Blades up north, pretty pathetic herd of people, and the gun runners a little north and a ways to the east through the Deathclaw playground here, don't you know? What's the history behind the regulators? We're the police force for Adium. Most folks around here know enough not to cause any trouble. I'm not most folks. Tell me about the children and the followers. Well, the children of the cathedral all live in this big black church thingy building. They have some sort of big god, and they go around trying to convert people to their cult. And that gives me nothing about the followers. Where can I find Zimmerman? You'll find him in the big building to the southwest. He might be able to put together enough sentences to let you know that we're looking for some help with the Blades. Well, what's going on with the Blades? They've done something to Zimmerman's half-witted son, but like I said, go talk to Zimmerman about it. Alright, I get the picture. I'll go talk to Zimmerman. Eventually. But I'm not going to talk to him right away because, well, you'll see why. And here would be the little bunker that he spoke of. You see a cheery man with close cropped hair. Actually, so close cropped he looks bald. Hello, stranger. What can I do for you today? My name's Matt. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Tyne. What can I ask you about the hub merchants? I do some trading with them from time to time. Most I sell them bullets in exchange for food. What's your take on Adium? Ain't a bad little town. Zimmerman's a fair man, maybe not the brightest guy. And of course I got Miles, probably the only man in 100 miles who knows anything about science. Well, I just came from 100 miles away, so let's do some trading. Because I am woefully undersupplied on stem packs after the last bit of adventuring. And yeah, Tyne does not have much in the way of gear. Yeah, bullets, flamethrower fuel, grenades, plasma grenades, oddly enough, and Nuka-Cola. That's a bit of a random assortment there. Let's get down to business. Yeah, you get a little bit more inventory if you check the tables rather than just talking to him, which is fortunate. Because this is what I need, and oh yes, explosives. So now we've got 2 caps left to my name, but thankfully we won't need to worry much about money for much longer. And I accidentally went away from bartering the barter of what I wanted to get. So we'll go do 4. Five. And I have some guard trapping me in the outhouse. No sooner do I leave. Okay, so there's the building where we will find Zimmerman. We've got other people we need to talk to first. Like this guy, I'd get back to the hub if I were you. Good day. What can I do for you? May I ask your name? Well, everybody just calls me Smitty, probably because I'm the local blacksmith. Can I ask you a few questions? Ask away. Where'd you get all your shop equipment? Well, any competent blacksmith can make his own anvil. Of course, I really just sort of learned the crap by practice, but I made most of my own tools. What all can you make here? Most I make and repair tools and implements here. I also fix things for the hub merchants. With the help of Miles the chemist, I reload bullets from time to time. Can you make guns and bullets? Well, building guns and making shells takes machining, and I just don't have the tools for that. But with the help of Miles the chemist, I can retool old brass since I can cast bullets. Nothing else, thanks. Sure. Yeah, I'd like to buy something. I recommend that you check out Tyne's store just to the side of the gates. I don't actually sell anything here. I just trade to Tyne or the hub merchants for goods. And if we try and barter... Well, he actually has more stim packs than Tyne does for all the good it does me because I don't really have any money. Although I do have a big gun I'm not really getting much use out of. And yeah, we can get a crowbar from him as well. We'll come back to Smitty later. What the you looking at? Now you may be getting the impression, as I am at this point, that this is not exactly the most friendly town. I mean, okay, the merchants are friendly enough, but you've got guards everywhere telling people that you're being watched. You see Lorraine, a scav from Antium. Are you new here? Yes, I am. I'm called Matt. I'm Lorraine. Can I ask you a few questions? I suppose. What do you need to know about? What do you do for a living? I'm a scav. I work with Samael to collect stuff from the ruins so that we can use it to build or trade. Well, why doesn't everybody here do that? Well, you got the Deathclaws out there, plus the regulars take a percentage off the top, plus some for protection here at Adium. Guess people don't have the upper catch or the guts to stare at Deathclaw in the eye. How do you avoid the Deathclaws? We only scavenge after dark, and we're very good at what we do. Samael's got a little test he likes to throw out at people before he lets them become scavs. What's the test? Samael has the person hide somewhere in Adium during the day. If he can't find the student in an hour, then he lets the person join the next scavenger party. Well, it seems to work. You're still alive. Yes, although it can be rough, it's very dangerous, especially if you're caught. No doubt. Can I ask about something else? Let's see. More information about the Boneyard. This used to be a big city called Los Angeles, but the bombs hit it really hard. Now there's just Angel's Boneyard. We Addy-towners are just trying to survive in the wreckage. Can you tell me more about Los Angeles? Lots of people lived here from what I hear. The survivors hid in a big place called a vault and came out years later. Some of them started the Regulators and then found Addium, while others formed the Blades. The Gunrunners aren't from here originally. Where are they from? I'm not really sure. I think they came from somewhere up north of here. What do you know about the Regulators? They keep the peace around here and control all the money coming in and out. The rest of the people pretty much work for the Regulators, and that ain't the most forgiving job. Most of them don't see beyond the fence that surrounds this place. Very nasty. Can I ask some other things? And ask for more about the Boneyard. Let's deal with the Regulators. Where's this vault? Well, supposedly it's somewhere to the south of here, but I don't know really. I think everybody left because it was broken. And let's deal with the Regulators. Same thing as before. How many scavs are there? Oh, there's a half dozen of us. Samuel is the first one. He's still the best. And ask about some of the other residents. John Zimmerman. Zimmerman watches over our town. He makes sure that everybody gets fed and that everybody has a job to do. Caleb is the leader of the Regulators. It's his job to protect Addium. He seems to enjoy it a little more than he should. Miles. Our rep is a chemist. Miles makes bullets, and he also built the water distillery to make sure we get clean water from the well. He's working on an underground farm right now, but he's missing some parts. Tyne. Tyne runs the shop. It's the bunker near the gate. He trades with the hub merchants for us. And Smitty. Smitty's a tinker of sorts. He's good at repair work. He casts bullets and fixes broken stuff from around town. And nobody closes that out. Yep. Very helpful lady, Lorraine. And I'll bet the bald guy in the fancy smock is somewhat important. I don't believe we've met. I'm Miles. What can I do for you? That smock makes you look like a scientist. What are you studying? I'm a chemist. Mostly I make primer and powder so we can reuse the brass casings from bullets, but I also dabble in some other chemicals. And we have a fancy answer here, because I'm a scientist too. Where do you get the sulfur, potassium, nitrate, and other chemicals? Now, it's unusual to find someone who can appreciate chemistry, but to answer your question, some of the materials we get from hub merchants, others I manufacture or just find in the area. For instance, the dung heaps from the Brahmin are a good source, as well as some of the strains of fungus that I cultivate. So you make bullets for Addium. Yes, although Smitty is the one who actually casts the bullets, I just refill the brass casings. But the hub merchants make a profit off of you in the town. Yes, well, we have to make a living. Since the hydroponic farms aren't functioning, we have to buy the food from the merchants, and bullets are the only thing we have to sell. I could try and get the parts to fix the hydroponic farms. Really? Well, that would be wonderful. We're just missing a few parts, but I'm sure that you could scrounge up the right pieces. We could be self-sufficient. Samuel might be able to help you, give you some help. And yeah, we won't be able to talk to him any further until we talk to Samael, who he tells us is in the tent, middle of the day. Hey, I believe we've met. You are? I'm Matt. Pleasure's mine. I'm called Samael. What do you do here? I'm a scavenger. My job is to search out the Boneyard and useful items and information. Dangerous work. Why is it dangerous? Well, you got the Deathclaws out there, then you got the Regulators back here in Addy, and both aren't the most forgiving types. How do you avoid the Deathclaws? I only work at night, and we're good at what we do, but I admit not everybody always comes back. I sent a guy out there last week looking for some parts for Miles, and we haven't heard from him since. The last transmission I got from him was that he found the parts and he was on his way back. So, did we catch that very important lead on where we must go to find the parts? Hey, we see each other once more. What's up? What's your job again? I'm a scav. Yeah, have you scouted any other areas? I've done a true little scouting. What do you want to know about? Blades. Blades are a pretty sorry sight for a group of people. They get by, though, and some of them end up here in Addium if they agree to do what the Regulators offer them to do. Deathclaws. Well, you ain't seen nothing like them before. They're mean as all hell and like nothing more than rip out a poor scab's heart out. I've heard there's a nest of them somewhere to the east of the Blades, but I haven't seen it myself. Some scout you are. Gunrunners. Gunrunners moved to a big factory up northeast not long ago. Can't tell you more beyond that because they have a moat filled with radioactive sludge, and you gotta go through the Deathclaws to get there. Let's see, followers of the apocalypse. Followers preach peace and tolerance. Nice idea, but impractical. They live in a big library to the northwest of us. Library, you say? Children of the cathedral are based out of a big church or ways to the south of here. They've got some strange things going on in there. I've seen creatures that can't be human coming in and out of there. Hint, 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 hint. And if the stories are right, the church is built over an old vault, which its adamantium predecessors lived in. See you around if you see me. Okay, well that's almost all of the big players here. Now, there is one other guy we need to chat with in the tent over here, and there used to be a bug in the game where you could reap this fellow's blessings twice. Howdy, stranger. May I be of service? I'm just getting to know the people of Adium. I'm called Chuck. Welcome to Adium. I'm afraid most people here aren't too forthcoming with strangers, though. So what's your job, Chuck? I'm a farmer. I also like to do a little bit of work on the buildings, restoring them and keeping them intact, and sometimes I give advice. What kind of advice? Chuck pulls out a set of tarot cards. Let me consult the cards. Chuck chuckles. Chuck pulls out a card of a picture of a radio tower, and a card of a picture of a man with a suit with a scepter. The tower and the emperor. Great change awaits by the... Yeah, okay. That went by pretty quickly. Let's see. Great change awaits by the hands of a powerful leader. Whether that change is death, I cannot tell. Thanks for the advice. Good journeys, Wanderer. Now, you know, all my stats are halfway decent at this point, except for luck. Yeah. Just stop by for a little more advice. Chuck pulls out a card with a picture of a man dancing on a nuclear warhead. The Fool. I cannot help you. You must make your own way in the world. Thanks for the advice. Just stopping by to say hello. Hello then. I hope you're doing well. Good journeys, Wanderer. Yeah. Just for hearing Chuck out and getting a tarot reading, your luck goes up by 1. There used to be, and it was kind of a glitch in the game, that you could ask him about what he did for a living, and you got the luck point then. But then, later versions of the game, they coded it to where you only got the luck boost if you kept getting your fortune read and then got the Fool. And if we hadn't blown up the super mutant base, Chuck would have one more fortune for us that would actually give us the location of the caravan. Or not the caravan, the mutant base. Okay, so we head north. The signs of gang activity are evident in this partially rebuilt nightclub and tiny outposts here. And yeah, that would be the Blades right there. Have you ever seen the rain glow? Not while I was sober. They said that the Deathclaws were to the east. So that is where we were going to go. We're not going to talk to the Blades just yet because got a mission to run here. And yeah, we can see Deathclaw right in the building right there. Deathclaw right over there. But thankfully, unlike last time, we are much better armored and better equipped than we were before. The last time we had to face the Deathclaw. And you can totally stealth through this area because the exit is right there. If we wanted to try and get to what's on the other side. And just so we can get the location on our map, because I think we can fast travel that way. We will go ahead and do that thing. I don't even have to have stealth selected as an option. You can see a warehouse to the north with a moat of glowing goo around it. I'd say that would be our gun runners. What's your business here? I'd like to speak to your boss. It's very important. You smell like a Brahma, but I'll bet you're not as intelligent. I'd like to buy some weapons. Ah, very good. Customers are always welcome. Come in, but please keep your weapons holstered. Go find Zach. He can set you up with anything you need. Well, Now that pathway is open. Of course I spawn right in the middle of the Deathclaws. Well, the critical hits aren't as bad as they once were, but let's see if I can survive this. And I did not.
Your life ends in the wasteland.
Well, okay, so what have we learned, kids? Don't go back that way. Well, I think we will go ahead and call this chapter here, and I will replay through all of that off camera. And next time, we will go to the Deathclaws and be much better prepared for, well, at the very least, we won't randomly respawn into the middle of a mob of the damn things. We'll see you next time.